Cloud9 Chiefs, PSG Pale, Jiffy, Ghost, Smock, C9, Method Energy. That should look better. Okay, so first one that we are going to get on the board, G2 versus Chiefs. A lot of people going in have pretty much talked about like which G2 are we going to see. Like it's pretty much been their story the entire season. We don't know which G2 we're going to get out of it or which G2 we're going to get out of themselves, whether they're going to be the high-flying, super good passing infield, really, really quick one-touches inside and then shots and like all this other kind of stuff. We don't know if they're just going to be the team that completely lacks defense and gets destroyed. We just don't know. I have a good hunch that we're going to see the good G2. There's something about having the most winningest, which sounds really wrong, but I think that's actually the correct way of saying it. The winningest player in LAN history, which is Kronovi. Gibbs, you don't count. You played a show match against a WWE player and like James with 2 pros on your team, so it doesn't count. So he's the only player to have a completely undefeated record going through LAN, winning every series in Kronovi. JNaps, I think, has shown that he does really, really well on the LAN stage, whether it be DreamHack Atlanta, Northern Arena. They had a really rough performance where they finished 7th/8th. They tied for last. But he still played pretty well. And Rizzo, I think Rizzo is going to be really crucial for the team. He has a very laid-back mentality. He's very chill. And I think that's part of the reason why Take 3 went as far as they did in Season 2, is simply because they didn't have the pressure that was being put on them. They didn't get in their own head. And I think Kronovi is going to feel that way. I think Kronovi really needs to prove himself at this LAN, and hopefully having Rizzo there as like a laid-back, chill, just having fun will keep him kind of, I guess, grounded, per se. I don't know. I'm interested to see how they do. As for the concept of them playing against Chiefs, I still don't believe OCE is at the level of RLCS yet. Their stats and stuff are completely skewed because a lot of people in OCE just lack a defense and they don't put the same amount of pressure on. And that was part of the problem, I think, for Denial last season. Was Denial treated them like another top 4 NA/EU team where they played a little bit more passive. They allowed clears and then counterattacks. But OCE is going to play a game where it's just, we're going to send everything with no remorse, no consequence in our mind, and we're just going to keep going until the ball hopefully goes in the back of the net. If our teams in NA and EU recognize that they can just beat the players to the ball in general, go up and contest faster, play quicker, they will shut these guys down. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't foresee a team with the talent in Kronovi, Rizzo, JNaps to be like, why are we allowing this to happen? Just go balls to the wall and put them down. So for me, I really do think that G2 is going to come through for not only the reason of just the pure talent of the team, but for 2, they have been camping since last Wednesday. They've been boot camping like crazy, and history has shown that a boot camping Kronovi is one you cannot take for granted. He is unbelievable on that side. So do not take that for granted. I think them practicing and kind of getting rid of all the nerves, it showed what they were capable of at DreamHack Atlanta. They did a really good job. So I foresee G2 taking Chiefs pretty convincingly. It'll probably be like 3-1 maybe. But for sure G2. G2 is definitely going to take it in my opinion. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see this. I'm just going to recap this and make it easier for y'all. And just do this. Doesn't look the prettiest, but whatever. At least you guys can see what's going on. So I'm just going to make it easy. So I think G2 is going to take game 1. In game 2, we got PSG versus Pale Horse. For those that don't know about PSG, so PSG played really, really strong at the beginning of the season. They came out, was the first team in RLCS history with Method to go 5-0. Then they went 6-0 with Method, and then Method beat them in the head-to-head. Part of the reason for their downfall towards the end of RLCS Season 4 league play was they played in like a different tournament and they lost to like a no-name community team. They lost to a team that they definitely shouldn't have, and it really killed them mentally. So they were struggling confidence-wise, and they were losing a lot of games because of it. And then they show up at Northern Arena, finally over it, and you saw how they played. They actually completely shut down Cloud9 in the first best of 7 before the bracket reset. And then Cloud9 figured it out and finally won in the end. So, like, PSG is a really strong team. I think a lot of people are still sleeping on them and are still confused about which PSG we're going to see, because it is a lot of their first lands. You're talking Bluey has played Insomnia 59 and 60. He took second place and first place and then second place at those. He played at DreamHack Sweden. So he's got plenty of LAN experience. He did Northern Arena, so I don't see any issues there. Chaussette is the glue that holds the team together. Very consistent player, just hasn't really found a team that he's able to excel on, and I think this is the one. I think Chaussette's a huge proponent of that team. And then you have Farah, who leads the charge. And when Farah is like high energy and like popping off, that team's scary. So if they can get Farah going early with Bluey's help, I think they're going to make a good run. We could see a rematch, I think, and we are going to see a rematch of Northern Arena Grand Finals. PSG is going to destroy Pale Horse, though. I think PSG is just going to be way too much for that team, which is unfortunate for them because I would love to see Pale Horse get a shot, but it's going to be ugly. PSG is going to dominate them. So pretty straightforward on that one. I think they're just going to be overwhelmed. I don't think they're going to be used to the EU playstyle of how quick it really is. Yeah, Andy, they do a lot better when they play on scrims at LAN. They didn't really start showing their like true potential until they started playing at RLCS on the practice PCs. That's when they really started to get going. So once they get surrounded by everybody else, they really start to find their footing. Gale Force versus G2. G2, I love you, but I think your defensive mistakes are going to really show in this game, and Gale Force is going to destroy you. The only chance I see that G2 has in this is they've been boot camping really, really hard. Actually, I'm going to go for the upset here. I'm actually going to take an upset here, and it actually will play in Gale Force's favor later on. I think because G2 has a warm-up game and they've been boot camping, they're actually going to beat Gale Force. I think they'll fix their defensive issues and play a lot more consistent. Plus, that crowd is going to be heavily in favor of G2. Like, really, really in favor of G2. That's one of G2's biggest contributors in this tournament, I think, being in a North American Eastern LAN, which is close to the hometown of, like, Kronovi. I think G2 is going to have a huge fan base, and they're going to feed off of that. As for Gale Force, they have not boot camped at all. Whatsoever. Violent Panda's been hanging out with Mel. I don't think Turbo and K-Dop have been playing really at all. Especially not as a team. I think... fuck it. I'm going to go with G2. I think G2 is going to get the upset. I honestly think this could happen. Based upon what's happening right now with boot camp and all that other kind of stuff. That may change middle of the week when they start getting practice stuff in. But I could see G2 upsetting Gale Force. Because Gale Force has been kind of shaky as of late. They haven't really changed anything to fix it either. The scary thing, though... and hear me out. The scary thing, though, about Gale Force is when they get the ball rolling, one, they're unstoppable, and number two, they have not lost an RLCS game since September 17th. Let me double check that, but I'm pretty sure they haven't lost since week 2. Hold on. I'm almost positive on that. Because Gale Force went 2-2 in their first weeks. If we go way back, September 17th. Yeah, so Gale Force beat Excel, lost to Method, right? So they lost to Method 3-2. I don't think you guys can see that. But they lost to Method 3-2, and then they didn't lose a single series after that, and they went all the way through in one LAN, or one regional championships. Shit, that's the wrong button. So yeah, if we look at Gale Force, you guys should be able to see this. So Gale Force lost to PSG and Method in the first 2 weeks. And then they beat everybody else. And then in the bracket, they beat Flipside, they beat PSG, and they beat Method. So they haven't lost since September 17th in RLCS. The games have been close, but they actually have not yet lost. God, such a scary team, too. I mean, the only reason that Northern Gaming / Envy now got to day 2 was because of how Turbo performed. That's a tough pick. I don't know, guys. Fuck, I don't know. So I'm trying to tell you my thought process. So G2 gets a warm-up game against Chiefs. I think they'll really win that. They're going to come in hot after having a game off against this. Because there's 6 games in day 1. It's going to be these 6 games. That's it for day 1. Jiffy will be able to practice and warm up for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 days of practice with Gale Force against top-tier teams. You have to give it to Gale Force. I can't give it to G2 as much as I want to, and I there's things that allow the factor. No, god damn it, no. Jiffy, thank you. As much as I want to give it to G2, and I think boot camping and stuff like that will help. You have to give it to Jiffy. That's gonna be a really close series. This is gonna tell a lot about how the LAN is gonna go. Yeah, if I'm casting any of these and stuff, which I actually think I cast this game. I don't know yet. But if I cast this game, that is going to be a nail biter. Why not G2? Because G2's still inconsistent, man. They're still super inconsistent. I don't care what anybody says, but they qualified for LAN, 2nd place, after going 6-1 in league play, and then they lost 2 series in a row in regional championships. Boot camping and stuff will help, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. I just don't know, man. I really don't know. They just always revert back to their mistakes. This is going to be a toss-up match. I have no idea. This LAN, like I said, is anybody can beat anybody right now. The G2 is a totally different game at X Games, and GFD was a totally different team at X Games as well. You just never know, man. No one will expect their sweep. I don't know, man. Anyway, next one. Ghost and Mocket. People are sleeping on Mocket, but they're really good. The reason why I give it to Mocket over Ghost, Ghost to me is a team that requires too much going for them to win. And EU is not about letting teams do what they want. EU definitely has a style where they control the pace and play how they want. And unless... And hear me out. The last time that we saw Ghost play against an EU team was Gale Force, which they swept. If Ghost plays like they did against Gale Force, they will be okay. But this Mocket squad has been going on fire again. They hit playoffs, they get really hot, they go into LAN, and they take 2nd place. It's just what they do. No matter who's on the roster. I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. Pesci has also stated that this is the first time he has felt, or this is the best he's felt with a team playing with them ever, chemistry-wise and otherwise. I think that this Mocket squad is one that we have to be careful of. As for Ghost, they need both Zane Jackie and Classics to have really, really good games, and Lethmere has to be able to play consistently and help his teammates out. Their team completely relies on Classics being vocal. The more loud that Classics is, the more confident that Classics is, the more decisive he is with his plays, which allows Lethmere to play a little bit more passive, because the issue is they double commit on a lot of things. Lethmere goes for balls that he shouldn't because Classics isn't hitting them quick enough for how Lethmere would like, and it creates overlapping issues, and then mistakes happen, then Zane Jackie's left in this no man's land and he gets overwhelmed on defense. But if Classics can lead the charge quickly, they can allow Zane Jackie to help follow up, or go for demos or what have you. It opens up space and good things happen. But I do not think Maka is going to allow that. I think Maka is a very aggressive team, despite being, for the most part, usually a defensive playstyle with PSG. They are the second best offense, I think, in EU League play for Season 4. I think they were. They're up there. They're really good, though. So, careful on that. C9 PSG, rematch of the Grand Finals. These guys played twice at Northern Arena. Technically 3 times. Cloud9 dropped them down to the lower bracket. PSG came back, won that series, and then Cloud9 won again. I think simply because the matchup starts as a one-time thing, I'm going with Cloud9. I think Cloud9 is a very, very dangerous team. And this match, like these matches have huge implications later on in the lower bracket because whoever wins these is basically avoiding the tougher bracket down below if they drop down. Whoever wins this match and goes into here and if they drop down here will then play G2 and Ghost, which is huge. Or G2 or Ghost, I should say. I think that makes a huge difference. Or G2 or Ghost, I should say, because whoever wins this, like, you have a favorable matchup if you're Cloud9 or Energy or one of these 4. I think it's a big difference to win here rather than dropping here. Because then you're gonna have to play PSG or Cloud9 and fuck that, right? Quetz, I agree with you, man. Like, Cloud9's a really solid team. They have reasons to believe that they can win it all. Yeah, all the matches are going to be really, really tight-knit. We're going to see a repeat of stuff. Cloud9 PSG. That's I don't fucking it's tough. I honestly don't know. Due to history, Cloud9 is 2-1 in that matchup, so I'm going to give it to Cloud9. They played Northern Arena. Both looked pretty fresh. Cloud9 showed that they can bounce back after a loss. And I think Cloud9 also starts a little bit faster. I think Cloud9, as soon as they start scoring and going, I think they're going to be tough to stop. If Cloud9 gets on a snowball, look out. Method Energy. The last time these guys played, Energy reverse swept Method. But it was a jet-lagged Method. Garrett's confident in his team, but they've been having some internal issues that I'm not going to talk about openly until LAN, because I'm going to interview him about it, hopefully. Better watch the swearing on RLCS stream. I've never sworn on RLCS ever, except for when I said shit instead of shot once. Never worried about it. I have to give it to Method, simply because I know Energy's having some struggling. Method's going to be refreshed and ready to go, and Method's is just a really good team. To me, Method and Gale Force are the best teams in Europe right now, but PSG can have their days. I think PSG is kind of inconsistent, but they're really good. They're really, really good. Arbiter Leaf should be at LAN. He'll be hanging out in the crowd, I think. I just don't think he can cast. Yeah, I'm going to give it to Method. Which makes down here really, really interesting. So that's day 1. That is day 1. Day 2, I assume we're going to start with these. And then we can do these. So I think day 1 we're going to do these guys, close out these guys, and then day 3 we'll finish. So day 2, I would assume we don't knock anybody out right away. We wait for that. So we do these. Gale Force over Mocket, I would assume. Let's see. Last time Gale Force and Mocket played, Gale Force won 3-2. 5-0, 2-3, 1-2, 3-1, 2-1. Gale Force outscored them by quite a bit, and they avoided. Okay, those games are actually really close. Maka is playing from behind. I give it to Gale Force. I think Gale Force is just a better team, more talent on the team, better offensively. Maka's offense does not beat Gale Force's offense, in my opinion. So I think Gale Force wins that one. That's a close game, though. I mean, you're talking pretty much every... Turbo's an ex-Market player. Violent Panda's an ex-Market player. K-Dop is an ex-Market player. Pretty much everybody's played for Market at one point. I just think that Gale Force has a more solid 3 than Market does. Although you can't count Pashy out at LAN. Cloud9 and Method. I give it to Cloud9. I think their offense works better against Method. A lot, though, could spell upset here. A lot has been having a really good time. And that was Method's issue in the past, is Mets and Mog are really, really good together, but having a lot as that third man and playing the way he is opens up a lot of space for them with those pass plays. Method is very crisp upfield, but they have also been struggling moving it upfield like that. Them losing to Gale Force kind of show that.
You're so mean. You're so mean to me sometimes.
It's only because I love you.
Quetz, thank you for the Prime sub, dude.
Sometimes.
Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you guys drop some love in chat for
I'll
Quetz.
give him that one.
That'll be another close match. But I think Cloud9 has the favor. I think Cloud9 is probably my favorite to go through uppers. I think Cloud9 will be waiting in the finals for people. That'll be another close match. I think that'll go the distance, 3-2, Cloud9. That'll be close, man. Oof. I don't even want to think about that one. Gosh. Method Cloud9, huh? Crowd's going to be in Cloud9's favor. The Cloud9 team has literally no emotion on stage. A lot can have some problems with that. But I think Mets and Mogs are pretty grounded themselves. They're stable in that sense. Laz, hey, don't blame me, man. Method's good shit, man. Dude, this LAN is stacked. There's so much good talent here. I think Cloud9's going to win over Method. I think offense will beat them. I think Cloud9 likes to play fast. I think their rotations are really, really clean. They dominated Northwind Arena for a reason. That's a tough matchup, though. Drop down to lowers. Energy is going to stomp Chiefs. Energy plays way too good midfield defense for Chiefs to get anything going. That'll be an easy win for Energy. As long as they don't tilt and they realize what they're up against, I think that it'll wake up. They may drop like a game or something and be like, oh crap, we have to get our shit together, and then they'll be fine. Ghost against Pale Horse. The second place, or the second seed from OCE is much weaker than the first seed. I think Ghost will be fine. I think Lethamir will not. Lethamir will remember the mistakes that were made, and even though most people will have that plague him, he'll be fine. He'll have plenty of time to work off his tilt. Like, Lethamir is one of those players that when he is tilted, he will play the game until he is no longer tilted, and he knows that it is no longer a problem. It's actually really interesting to watch him do. Like, he'll play 1v1s until like 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, until he's no longer tilted. I think he'll learn from his mistakes. He'll be fine. I think Zane doesn't give a crap about anything other than my love. Thank you, Zane. No, they'll be fine. I think Ghost will take Pale Horse. It'll probably be a little bit closer, like 3-2, 3-1, but I think it'll be alright. PSG Energy. Damn. God, dude, this... I care about some things. Yeah, like my love for you. What's up, Zane? How you doing, baby? Zane, if you don't do interviews, if you don't go on stage, anything like that, I'm gonna be pissed, dude. Zane, when you beat Ghost, or when Ghost beats Pale Horse, you better do that interview. Okay? Zane Jackie does not have your heart. He is mine. You back off. I have to go on stage to sit down, and then after you win, you got to stand up and talk about how much you love me. All right, Zane? You mean when we beat Mockit? What do you mean when you beat Mockit? It's confidence, man. I like it, but prove me wrong, man. Prove me wrong. So, Energy will only play well at this LAN if Garrett plays out of his mind, and Garrett is one of the best performers at LAN. I'm not talking to you at DC? Alright, that's fine. Just talk to me with your body language, dude. God, I don't know, man. These are tough. Is there a way to put a backdrop on that? There you guys go. Now when people watch, they can see what the hell I'm talking to. Sound good? Jesse, get out of here, man. Jesse, congrats on the job, by the way, man. PSG Energy, man. Garrett G has to go crazy, which allows Jacob to play more confident, makes a really strong team. They're playing against Bluey, who will control midfield with air dribbles, but Energy does a pretty good job of shutting that down. They're also going to have the crowd behind them. PSG has plenty of experience. Like the players I think will be fine. I don't think experience is anything. I'm so out of touch watching so I can get caught up. Sounds good, Jesse. Any questions, hit me up. I'll do a live Q&A afterwards. God damn, dude. These are tough. I don't know. I don't think PSG is accustomed to losing, but they did beat Cloud9. After they dropped down to the lowers too. We had a rematch. But they won 2 in a row. I've seen Energy drop, but it was because it went from the upper final down to the lower. Like they immediately played back to back. If Energy drops, they're gonna have what? So day 1, day 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not gonna be until later in the day. I'm gonna give it to Energy. I think Energy. Garrett G is going to really have a big performance. He strives under pressure. He's going to have the crowd at his back. I think Energy will be all right. As long as they get out of their own heads, I think Energy will take it. It's going to be in 5, no matter what. I think it's going to be Energy. They have really good midfield pressure if Garrett is playing well. Garrett really has to play well that series. This entire series is up to Garrett. And he likes pressure, so I think PSG is going to drop. Did Cloud9 get first seed for LAN? Yes. Yes, they did. GFE was, seeds were Cloud9, then Ghost, then Energy, then G2. Do you think Energy will crumble under the frustration of losing Method? No, I don't think so. Because the last time they played Method, they reverse swept them. If Shawset doesn't play well, PSG are done. I agree. There's a lot going on. Like, the 2 players to watch in this series are going to be Shawset and Garrett. Shawset basically is the glue that holds that entire team together. He's what allows Bluey and Farah to play weird, really, really weird. There is some internal stuff going on, and I think they can actually work on that. while scrimming throughout the week, and I think that'll help. Because good teams are going to exploit that. And when Energy plays against better competition, they themselves excel to that level as well. So, where can we do our own predictions? Hiko, you can make the bracket yourself on challenge.com. It's not Shozet, it's Shaw. CHAU is Shaw. And then it's Zet, but people keep saying Set when they shouldn't. It's Shawzet. That's from Shawzet himself. It's French. Showzet? Show? I thought it was Shaw. Pretty sure it's Shaw. I'll ask him. I'll make sure to clear it up before LAN. How's that sound? I'll talk to him and be like, yo, how do you say your name officially? He's a really quiet kid, though. He keeps to himself. Like, it's weird knowing that Fair is the only one who talks, like, a lot on that team. Bluey keeps to himself, too, but Bluey's a good kid. He's a cocky son of a bitch, but he's good, so I get it. G2 Ghost. So the last time these guys played, I actually think Ghost had like good opportunity to win. Did they? I don't remember. Did they win? North America. G2 Ghost. G2 dominated them week 1. No, week 3. 3-1. Oh yeah, because G2 only lost to FlyQuest. That's right. I'm an idiot. They went 6-1. Once again relies on Zane Jackie and Classics. Classics always has an answer though. Yeah, GTB goes 3-1. Let's look at past performances. They lost to Ghost in Northern Arena. It really comes down to Classics. Is Classics the G2 killer, man? Yeah, last time they played was Gauntlet Finals against a boot camped G2. Give it to G2. I like that. The logic that I had for this, I'm going to have here. I don't think G2 is going to have any issues if they drop down. I think Ghost will. Yeah, they'll gain some confidence back here, but there's a long pause between these two. I'd give it to G2. I know it means sock, but you also are spelling Shawzet differently than you are. Science, Shawzet or sock is with 2 S's. So I think it changes the enunciation. Yep. I didn't even read the last part of your sentence. I suck. We had the same thought process. Good job, science guy. Oh, Ghost is definitely a good team, but there's a lot of factors that go into play about what makes them good. It's just they have to be firing on all cylinders, otherwise bad things happen. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 6 matches. To my knowledge, I don't think they'll do knockout matches first. They better not do knockout matches first. I really hope they don't. So, I hope we start the day with this, because that would make sense, right? To let these guys fight, break it out, and then these guys will have time to wait. Because the issue is if you wait for this match, these guys play through, these guys lose, then they got to play again immediately after, and that sucks for that team. It completely kills their opportunity to win, and there's a reason why not a single team that has dropped from the winners final has been able to win this match and come back to the final and win. It's never happened, ever, in the history of RLCS. So, Because Flipside dropped out in round 3 and then came back. Same thing with Northern Gaming. I think. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure that's how it is. I don't think a team has ever dropped in the winners finals, gone to the lower finals, and come back. So. Yeah, Shazet spells it with 1S. Sokka's with 2 in French. Gale Force Cloud9. I'm going to stick with it. I think Cloud9 is super good. That's going to be another really close match. That is also after a day break. Everybody has the ability. I thought Northern was dropped down round 2. They dropped down super early and then just battled through. They like crushed kids after a while. It was just one after another. So, Losers bracket is before semis on that day. Why? That's so stupid. I disagree with that so much. That shouldn't happen. That should not happen. Simply for the reason I just stated. You're dropping, you have to play immediately after and without a break. I think that's terrible. Plus, they're elimination matches. You want to save elimination matches for later in the day. It makes for better viewership. Because it's like, okay, we got a winner. They're going to sit up there. They're waiting. They're watching all their competition. Like, I think that's fair. I mean, the team that wins should have time to sit and wait and practice and, like, watch the other teams they're playing against. Unlucky, I think it's going to be the opposite. I think Cloud9 is going to sit in winners finals. Gale Force is going to get back to them, and then we're going to have a battle, and I don't know how the fuck that's going to go. Probably Cloud9. I think Cloud9 will take LAN, actually. Market Energy, I give to Energy. I think Energy is going to be confident off that PSG win. They're going to be feeling the crowd. Market isn't going to have a lot of fans because nobody likes the org. We saw how big of a difference it was at the finals last season. How little of people were cheering for Market until the game started going. Then it started to even out. Because it's tough. As much as people don't want to have a bias, I love the players on Market, but a lot of people don't cheer for them simply because of the org. That's why a lot of people leave them, and that's just harsh facts. Yeah, right, Sublime. Thanks, dude. I think Energy's going to take it simply because I think the confidence, the crowd, and stuff will make a big role. I think they'll be all right. They're not coming off a loss; they're coming off a victory after a rest. Like if Energy loses and drops, then they're out. Especially against a team like Maga that's kind of in between. That could be another close match. These are going to be battles the whole way out. Method G2, I give it to Method. Method's just a better team. I think Method's style of play does a really good job handling G2. G2 takes a lot of, like, even though Kernovi comes in and tries to disrupt the play and stuff, Method is really, really good at recovering from that because they are pretty defensive heavy. They've got responses for that initial disruption. I think they'll be fine. So I give it to Method over G2. That's going to be a close match as well. Energy Method. Ooh, fuck. Because that's a rematch from the last match of day 1. Oh, God. The crowd booing K-Dop when he was on stage at Last LAN was a sad moment being there. Some people booed K-Dop? Really? I don't know how. K-Dop's adorable. I love K-Dop. He's so nice. Hey man, you gotta make a living. Simple as that. That's a rematch. Fuck. I hope that happens though. That'd be really good for storylines. Rematch from day 1. Method knocked them down. It's probably gonna be a super close match again. Energy's gonna be on a high. 2 wins in a row against 2 EU teams. Method just beat G2. Probably confident off of that one. This is on challenge, Luke. Fridge, you do know storylines are like the major reason why people watch esports or sports in general, right? Like it's super important. It's what invokes emotion. It's what makes people watch. It retains. Like the reason why I watch my NFL team is because of the history that they have and what they've been and what it means. Like the reason why I'm watching tonight's game is because it's a division rival and all this other kind of stuff. Like it has huge implications. That is a storyline. So don't give me that cap of shit. Get out of here, man. You guys may want to BM or fucking joke about it, but it's true and you know it. I don't watch for storylines. I watch for high level play. You may say that, but card games are card games. Big difference. G2 can play energy. They could if the bracket goes the way I think it will. If G2 plays NRG, G2 actually always favors in that matchup. What game is going on tonight? Packers versus Detroit Lions. Green Bay Packers versus Detroit Lions. Monday Night Football. Starts in about an hour and a half. Hour 45. Energy method. Rematch. Probably be on energy. Although method is going to have some fans too. It's just NA heavy. You know they'll be cheering for energy. Especially with Rogue not being there. There's going to be a lot of... Dude, NA LAN is going to really help, I think, this season. Energy versus method. As a caster, all I want is one NA and one EU. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think Energy is actually going to beat method here. I think the rematch is going to go in their favor. I think Garrett is really going to hit his stride. I think they're going to be feeling confident. I think they're going to be going well. And I do feel that an Energy has more firepower than Method. It's just Method makes very minimal mistakes, and Energy is going to exploit that. I think Energy is going to force Method to make some mistakes. That's going to be tough, though. That's a really good match, too. I hope we get to see it twice. I really do. Last time, like I said, these guys played at Northern Arena. Energy reverse swept Method. So they're able to come back from behind. I think they'll do it again. But then they're going to lose to Gale Force. Sorry, Energy. I love you, but I think you're going to lose to Gale Force. And then we get a rematch. Now, this is going to play in one of two ways in my head. If and only if Gale Force does drop and then they have to play again immediately, Energy goes through. Straight up. Any team that drops from the winter final down into the lower final will lose if they play back-to-back. Okay? Just telling you guys that right now. If that happens, I am calling it right now. If a team drops from the winter final down to the lower final, they will drop out immediately right after. It is just how it goes. There's not enough time. There's not enough break to let these guys think. If they play the winter final first, then play through lowers and they get to play again, then I can see Gale Force beating Energy, and then we get a rematch, and then that's fuck if I know. I have no idea how that'll play out. You base it on 3 lands, you base it on every single thing that I've ever seen in history of brackets. It does not work like that. It is way too difficult to deal with the mental stimulation of shit, we just lost. Oh wait, we have to play again at our best. Like Energy last season was a prime example. They got destroyed. They were completely defeated. Nobody would go for the ball. They just kind of sat there. Like they put everything into that match, and then to have to play again immediately after, it's too much. It's not possible. It really isn't. You have to be inhuman to do that kind of shit. Now, if we play the other way, it's going to change. This is how it's laid out right now. Winner's final, loser final, grand final. I hope not, man. I really hope that's not how day 3 is. So, if this plays out, and I will tell you guys right now, I will fight on that Sunday to do the opposite. I will be telling production, I will be telling the guys that I work with that we cannot have the winter final and then the lower final. We need to have the winter final, which is the best of 7, play through the best of 5s, get to the best of 7, and then go into the grand final. These guys need to be able to carry the momentum from here to here. These guys need to be able to get a break after winning. Or these guys need to be able to get a break after losing. So to me, it should play this game, these games, this game, then this game. That's how I think it should go. I think it's competitive integrity wise way better. You're gonna get fresher teams. It's not gonna be a mental thing, which that is part of LAN, dealing with mental issues, the bracket, all that kind of stuff. But I will do my best to talk to the staff, the people that work production, all that kind of stuff about running it this way. That's how we did it at Northern Arena, and it gave us a great final. There was a bracket reset, all that kind of stuff. It was good. So if it plays out the way I think it will, Gale Force will go through. They will get a bracket reset, but Cloud9 will win in the end. Okay? So I do think Gale Force will win the first one. Confidence comes through. But for you to say that Gale Force is going to win 2 best-of-7s in a row against Cloud9, I doubt it. We're going to see the exact same thing we did at Northern Arena, where PSG wins the first one, Cloud9 bounces back, and Cloud9 takes it. I think that's what will happen. But Method is probably the fastest team in the game right now. I wouldn't say that. They're fast, but Gale Force on point is faster. Cloud9 is faster on point, and PSG I think is faster as well. Method's a little bit more defensive, but when they transition, it's scary. By all means, I'm with you. Those 4 teams, top 4 teams easily: Cloud9, Method, Gale Force, PSG. Energy can kind of squeak in there too, depending on the day. Remember what I said though at the very beginning. Any team in this LAN can beat any team, except for the OCE teams, and I don't mean to be offensive in that sense, but I do think top 4 NA, top 4 EU, any team can beat any team at any given time. We've seen it in every single time they've played, whether it been DreamHack Atlanta, Northern Arena, you name it. It happens. Okay? If it is winners finals and then winners or lower finals, Energy will beat the team that just dropped down and go on to play Cloud9. Then Cloud9 will shit on Energy and win straight out. If it is not that, Gale Force will win again, and then Cloud9 will win the last series. That is my predictions. I think that's how it'll go. No one expected Northern to beat Market last season. Disagree. A lot of us expected Northern Gaming to be the... a lot of us had Northern Gaming as the best team going into LAN. We just weren't sure on how Turbo was going to perform. Once Turbo started performing, we all kind of had a hunch that they looked unstoppable. Every LAN, if you look at Season 1 LAN, Ivan Power didn't look like they were going to lose. Season 2, Flipside on the Lawler, looked undeniably like leagues ahead of everybody else. Third season was actually the first season where both teams were playing insane. Season 3, like both Market and Northern, back and forth every single time. It was one or the other. It could have went either way. But they were good. Northern Gaming was really good. Adding the word sub into the mix throws a lot of people off the community. Oh, well, yeah. That's true. I'm with you on Dark Eye. I agree with you on that one. A lot of us knew how good Turbo was after day 1. We saw Turbo day 1, we're like, all right, they're fine. Because as soon as they started playing the way day 1, they really saw the confidence of Remco come through. And when you get the confidence of Remco, then you get the other one, and scary things happen. Diva's nuts. So... after all of this, I don't even know anymore who's going to win. All these teams are so strong. And that's part of the reason why we do it, guys. So a lot of the reason why we do these predictions is, yes, they are an assumption or a suggestion of what I think is going to happen. But when it really comes down to it, these are the top 4 North American teams in the world, top 4 EU teams, and the top 2 OCE teams in the world. They are all really, really talented. They are all very good at this game. And it's LAN. For those that have never been to a LAN or never experienced it in person or ever played on a live stage, anything could happen on those days. Things can change at any moment. There's a lot of factors that go into play that are not about playing the game. LAN is majority mental. It is more about not making mental mistakes about getting over aggressive because you're starting to win and gain momentum. You have to stay centered and focused and content, and that is not easy to do. And the craziest thing about every LAN so far is we have seen legitimately the best Rocket League we have ever seen in our entire lives at LAN. Part of that's because of the teams that are playing, and when you have two really good teams playing against each other, it excels them to a new level. It elevates their gameplay. And part of it just is baffling. I don't know how these guys perform under that level of kind of pressure and stress, but it's going to be good. I'm interested to see how these teams bounce back at this. Those breaks at the end of the day are crucial, especially day two. When teams get knocked out, that makes a big difference about confidence and otherwise. And the level of competition, because in the past it's like, okay, we got a couple freebies going into the lowers, we'll be fine. That's not the case. When you go into the lowers, you're dropping down to a team like G2 or Method. Like, fuck, that's scary. So you dropped on the lower, you got a team like Gale Force or any of these guys waiting for you. Like, it is not free. You're gonna have to work your ass off for it. So it should be good stuff, straight up. It's gonna be a really, really good LAN. It's gonna wrap it up. So you guys all know, first and foremost, thank you guys all for being here. We're gonna do a live Q&A to follow, so please stick around and ask questions. I will answer for about 5-10 minutes. I got some stuff I gotta do and get ready for the football game. Number two, if you guys do not know when or where or what's happening, Washington D.C. MGM Harbor, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 10th, 11th, and 12th. The games start at noon. I think that's Eastern. I'm pretty sure it's noon Eastern. So times and stuff, that's 6 o'clock in the Europe time, which is good viewing for everybody. Please either attend or watch. We want you guys in chat cheering for it, spamming my emotes, showing as much support for your favorite teams. Talk about how much you love me in chat. I love going back and watching and seeing that. I love the support. Support your favorite teams. No negativity. Try to ignore literally every single thing that is negative, whether it be Reddit or otherwise. I'm asking you guys to make this the most positive LAN we have ever seen ever, with confidence in the casters, the players, the staff, the production team, everything. Like, I hope you guys are really supportive in every way. It makes performance-wise for everybody just go better. We want to get back to that Season 1 feel where everybody's just super happy and excited to be a part of what Rocket League has come to be. So I'm asking on behalf of the Rocket League community and everybody else, make sure you guys are the driving force behind Reddit, Twitch chat, what have you, to be supportive. And if you are going to give feedback, make sure it's constructive. So don't be the